Anybody have any favorite modules they like working with? Thor, okay. Thor was the latest addition to the Reason family, and Reason 4. The name of the program is Reason. You want to find a tempo that the beat falls upon as many visual cues as possible. So if you do write a piece of music, it just might happen to be a great tempo because every time it goes to a downbeat, that's when the shark's tail hits the clam, or I think the clam falls in love later. I forget. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen this piece. But whatever happens, you want to find a tempo that falls on. I would probably then, use a piano sound just to come up with some kind of a demo that I was happy with in terms of this piece of music, sort of fits the action. And then I'd go through another time with an orchestration. Now that I know that the piece of music is pretty good in sync, I might want to have that bass line played by a cello sound. I might want to add some percussion here so it all fits in. So it's a lot more involved process. But the idea is that that's a way you can use Reason to score your film. Let's say you're doing a horror film. There's like a number of great sounds that within the pad sections that can just create a great ambience walking down a hallway. Even a comedy guy falls on his ass. We don't hear the sound anymore. But you can't go wrong, with percussion. Something funny, whatever. Comedies, whatever you want to throw in. And then, once you have them transferred to audio, you can use all the editing tools and Pro Tools to really make it fit and match up and find your levels. Which I think you may find that when you need these little effects, it's going to be a lot easier just to make them than it is to search for the right thing when it comes down to little washes and changes of tone. One of my favorite films in the last year for sound design has been No Country for Old Men, because there is, within the whole movie, there's only, I think, 16.5 minutes of music in the whole film. And most of that music is mixed so soft, you probably don't even know it's there. You'd probably only feel it for its lack of being there. And a lot of that is just, anybody see the film?
Oh, yeah.
Well, remember when Javier Bardem, near the beginning of the film, goes in the store and tries to get the old guy to flip the coin, and the old guy just won't do it? Well, if you ever see that scene again, that's the first time music is used in the film, and the music is so soft. It's just a slow, glacially moving chord pattern for strings that I really had to strain my ear to hear it there. But it's the kind of thing that I don't think you're meant to hear, but you're supposed to sort of feel it, psychologically. And that's a great example of how using some of these sounds, just some of the pad sounds especially, just doing something so subtle, can have a huge effect. Another thing you can do is, if you create a piece that all the different sections are going to stay in the same tempo, like 120, 85, as long as the pieces are all in the same section, and you can export those as loops. You can also export those as little building blocks that you can move around in Pro Tools that will sync up because they're all in the same tempo, except maybe you want to use the much easier editing tools in Pro Tools to bring them in as crossfades, and panning them from left to right in that regard. That's another good way to do that too. If I was to just have on this channel and solo it, and I was to export the loop or export the song, it doesn't matter what's on the other channels, just the audio that's on that one channel will be exported. So sometimes when I create a song, like we did earlier, that has all those different layers, I might want to export each instrument as its own single track that I can bring into Pro Tools and know it's all going to sync up, and then I can have that total control over when it fades in and when it fades out. And unless there's any questions, I think that's a lot of information, but it's a really cool thing if you decide to use it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Like, cut to the no questions. Thank you.